Miss Peggy Roten to lead our invocation this evening. Miss Peggy.
Our kind and gracious Heavenly Father, please protect us and guide us and let us lead in the way that will be good for our country from the federal, state, and local level. Please take care of the sick, the children that are hurting. Please help us to make right decisions that's best for everyone. Be with the ones that are hurting. Forgive us of our sins. In Christ's name, amen.
Amen.
And I've asked Zach Penna to lead us in our pledge.
All right. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. I want to thank everyone for coming out to the second board meeting for the month of August. We have a lengthy consent agenda, so I'm just going to let y'all look over it, and if there's any questions, you can bring them up, and then we'll ask for a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda.
Still not cut out the trial.
On which one?
Which I thought we talked about. I guess B. We're gonna go ahead and do that because that was already.
I'm sorry, that was supposed to be removed. Miss Lori is going to get that approved with her board to pay that out of tourism. I'm sorry, item B is not supposed to be on there. No, wait a minute. No, that's another one. This is going to be reimbursed by the grant, so this is not going to cost the city any money. Now, we did remove another one for Miss Lori that the tourism is going to, she's going to get, yes. Yeah. So we are going to get a resolution from her board to approve that travel under tourism. My bad, we had two different travels on there and I spoke up on the wrong one. But this one will be reimbursed by the grant.
Motion.
Jenny?
And Lavelle.
And Lavelle, any discussion, any more questions? My apologies, I just got the wrong one in my head. All in favor? Pose same sign. Motion carried. Now we're going to jump down to item C under category 6, department reports. Ms. Lori Tucker has got an event she has to be at, so we're moving her up on the agenda.
Thank you. Just like to bring a resolution to you tonight. I would like to do a little brief explanation of why we're bringing this. We have an opportunity through Senate Bill 2359 to do the Mississippi Main Street Revitalization Grant that is due probably September the 10th, I believe, at midnight. They extended that as of last week, but we would like to take, if we can secure that grant, what we would like to do is do the second floor of the hardware with a community conference room and some an incubator type system that would be office space. Thank you. And put in the elevator. To do that, though, we had to get a structural engineer to look at that before we even move forward. So the resolution is for a structural engineer, Tommy Dabbs Jr., to come in and do that work and then give us a report back so we can move forward with the grant application.
Now, first we got on here the MSMA revitalization grant.
It's the same thing.
Same thing. So the first item, just forget. The second one is the one we need a motion on to approve spending $1,500 of the tourism money to get an engineering report on the hardware building.
Motion. Second.
Discussion? All in favor? Pose same sign. Motion carried.
Thank you.
The last one, Miss Lori, you got one more?
I think it's all the same.
It's all the same.
Is the last one Senate Bill 2359?
Yeah.
That's the same thing. Okay, my bad. They were separate items on the agenda. So, all right, now let's go back and get on the agenda back in order. Mr. Willie, he is here to discuss insurance options for our employees.
So I'm Will, filling in for Willie. My name is Will Wood. I have an insurance agency, and we would just like to offer this as a voluntary benefit. Legal Shield and ID Shield is what I call a subscription type benefit, where the employees can elect to participate, and they have access to unlimited answering questions, taking care of issues related to legal issues. The founder of the company back in the 50s had a car wreck and didn't have good access to the legal system because he wasn't a person of means, and so he started this company, and it has just really taken off. It's now an international company. Not to displace a local attorney, but it's really something that allows someone who may not feel comfortable for whatever reason going to the local attorney to have access to legal representation. Again, it would be a voluntary benefit. And then the other one, and you can do either or, is ID protection. You probably all know people that have been hacked or in some way affected by identity theft, and the time and money that it takes to get that resolved. And this, again, this is coverage for that instance.
Any questions for Mr. Will?
I don't think so.
Do you have a motion to allow this to be proposed to our employees, or do y'all want to look at it further? And
It's voluntary, so I don't think we don't make Aflac or Liberty they can come if they want to.
so whenever we do our sign-up day, they could be there to offer this to the city employees. We don't need a motion because other insurances are there also. Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Will.
Y'all have a good day.
That's wonderful information. Now, moving on to the department reports, Ms. Sharon, General Government.
Okay. We just want to discuss or approve, the quotes for software. And this is dependent on the cost of what we already have as well.
Now, I know there was some discussion about that, so they have the cost of what our software is now. So we're gonna see what the quotes are, and then we can go into discussion and see how y'all wanna move forward. All right, the first one is from, I don't see a name. I guess I'll find out when I open it. Is that G-Works? Okay, it's called G-Works Investment Summary, City of Booneville, Mississippi, G-Works Core and Operations Hub. They have a core implementation and onboard and operation hubs. The total amount, there is a one-time subtotal, but the annual support is $62,476 with a one-time support. I guess this is an initial setup fee. It's $37,281. So the initial fee would be $99,757 with an annual subscription of $62,476.
Give me the 99 again.
$99,757 total. That's including the one-time setup fee. The second one is from Frey Municipal Software, F-R-E-Y. Gary Frey, Account Executive. We have 4 quotes. I'm looking for a totals page. They have a lot of modules and different things that are offered. But here is a cost of ownership. Software cost, total to you the first year. Software cost is $95,282. Dues following by the years, support and maintenance increased by approximately 2%. Why, I don't know what that means, but it's $15,706.20. Print and mail cost estimate. What is that?
For gas and water bills.
Oh, this is for print and mail costs for gas and water to send out the bills, which is not listed on the other one, is $63,960. $63,960.
But that says total due the first year, and this
Mhm.
says due the following years.
Yes. So the first year's due for the software cost is $95,282. And print and mail for gas and water bills is $63,960. Now, the following year after we buy the software, it's $15,706.20. And the print cost is the same, $63,960. All right, moving on. It's already been opened.
Oh, I guess that's what it
I guess that's what that can come in. And now we have Edmunds GovTech software. This is a little confusing, I'm sorry. Y'all give me just a second. Alright, software services subscription is $19,500. This is the investment summary. Hosting services is $3,500. The implementation of the software is $12,000, and conversion services is $1,350. So the first year investment is $48,500. And then there's fees listed, annual fees of $1,950, hosting service annual fees of $3,500, professional services implementation is $12,000. Can we table this to look over this and
Yes.
compare them? I mean,
We're
this
gonna
is,
have to.
We're gonna
this
have
is a
to.
lot of information to try to do apples but to
Yeah, maybe
apples.
go ahead and get the totals though, do your
Yeah.
original totals there.
Well,
1950, 3,500.
they got line item after line item after line item. See what I'm saying? Annual fee, one-time fee. And then it says first year investment, and then it just keeps going on with these. We're gonna have to be able to, we're gonna have time to sit down and compare these one to another.
Well, their utility billing is 13,500, not 63,000.
And we wanna see what we're doing now
Mhm.
versus that,
Yes.
so.
Yeah.
Now, this one is wonderful, and I have seen some of it, but there again, we need to be able to have time to sit down and compare these, so we can actually do apples to apples. Does that make
Just-
sense?
Yeah, what's true, but can we go ahead and have you initial each page of that since they're open now and just,
That's the last fiscal year.
All of them?
yeah.
All right, now, she does have the current, is this gas and water in city?
That's the total for the last fiscal year, not this year.
Last fiscal year with BBI was $45,294.08.
You never have to call them anything though.
Mm-mm.
Motion to table.
29408.
Motion to table
Second.
until we
Second.
can sit down and compare apples to apples.
You could do like a summary, Shannon. You could do like a summary of all three.
Jeff? Annabelle?
Let me get to that dollar page and let me sign it and then we'll move on. All right. So this item is tabled. Sharon, we'll just have to sit down and work our way through that. All right, so this item is tabled. All right, moving on. Public property, Charles?
How are y'all this evening? Mr. Zach Penna is the owner of 101 Comer Drive. He has requested it to be rezoned from R1 single family to R3 two family.
Okay. We need a motion in a second and then let people discuss. Do I have a motion to rezone pin number 4646 from R1 single family to R3 two family? And this is just so we can bring it up for discussion so we can hear from the public.
Motion.
Lavelle and Jimmy. All right, now I'm gonna open it up for the public to speak. I wanna remind the public, those for it first, I'm sorry.
Oh.
Those for it first, and I will remind that there is a 5-minute limit. So who would like to speak for this rezone? You have 5 minutes, Mr. Zach.
Thank you. I bought this property here a while back. As a few of y'all know, I've started buying some properties last year and redoing some of them. This is my next property. I'm trying to get it rezoned because it's such a big house and it's kind of set up to where I can do like a 3-bed, 2-bath in one side. And it's got a downstairs, kind of a whole separate unit. It was an add-on where we could do like maybe like a 2-bed, 1-bath. So what I'm trying to do is invest a pretty substantial amount of money into it, outside and inside, and hopefully attract higher end. I don't really go after the lower end renters, and I want people that respect my stuff, and we're really strict on them as far as keeping the yard up. I mean, our late fees are daily like $50. I mean, so we run a really tight ship. So there are another rental or two pretty close and next door that's not so hot, and we kind of want to help improve the neighborhood and provide some housing and make it a good investment for me as well. We don't want to do nothing to deter anything or make the surroundings look worse. So I've kind of really just been on hold until I finished up some other projects that were now finished, and now we're just kind of waiting on this to know my direction. Just putting it out there. If we can get it approved, I'm going to put a lot of money into it, and it's going to be an improvement for the neighborhood. I know there's probably some neighbors that are really nervous about it because they don't know me, don't know how I operate, but the ones who do know can probably speak. I run a tight ship on my stuff, so it'll be good for the neighborhood. If I'm not able to get it approved, not going to put a lot of money into it. It's going to be one of the minimums, and it's not going to help the neighborhood. So either way, it's an investment property for me. I'm not looking to flip it. So if we want to help the neighborhood, I'm there to do that. If not, then I'll do what I need to do on that too. That's it.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else who is for the rezoning of the property? All right, now I'm going to open it up for discussion of citizens who are against the rezoning of the property.
Good evening. I'm Elizabeth Huddleston, and my parents, John and Peggy Roden, they live next door to the property. My parents have lived in this neighborhood over 40 years. I grew up in this neighborhood. The Taylors, Bobby and Barbara Taylor, that live next door to them, they've lived there for 40 years. Unfortunately, they have some ailments tonight and they're not able to be here tonight. The Meeks family, they're a young family. They have a daughter and a young son, and they had conflicts that they were not able to attend tonight. Just to tell you a little bit about the neighborhood, it is a close-knit neighborhood. Everybody watches out for everybody. There's no noise. Everybody keeps their yard cleaned up and their garbage picked up, and it's nice and neat. With the rezoning, you don't know what you're going to get in there. I know he says that he will keep a tight ship and keep the yard picked up, but right now, as you can see, he has not kept the yard up. there is still storm damage in the yard. The grass has not been mowed. My mom usually has to call him to get him to mow the grass. There is weeds growing up on the side of the house over here, and like I said, it's just an eyesore right now.
I know it's hard for them to see, so
Yeah.
if you would pass the pictures around, please.
Sure. Like I say, we want to see improvement, but an apartment is not the answer. Like I said, this is a residential cul-de-sac. Like I said, my parents have lived there over 40 years. And I know he says that he tries to, watch who he rents to, but, there's fair housing issues that you have to watch when you rent property. So I've just come and I'm just asking y'all to please not approve the rezoning. And I think that the Galloways have provided the board with a copy of a petition that they had signed. So, like I said, he hasn't kept it clean up since he bought it.
Alrighty. Was that all you had to say?
That's all I have.
Okay.
And I thank y'all very much.
Alright, we're gonna let the pictures go on around the table, and while they're looking, is there anybody else who would like to speak against the rezoning of the property? Mr. Galloway.
Yes, sir. I echo what Ms. Huddleston said, and she mentioned the petition. I think I left copies for everyone, as everybody could get that and see that. I didn't know if you had any questions about any of the names on the petition, but you'll see all the families on the street that she mentioned have signed, as well as some others from around the area.
Any other comments, Mr. Galloway?
No, we just oppose, the street is all single-family homes, and we just oppose the rezoning to two-party house.
All right.
Thank you.
We're still looking at the picture, so I'm just gonna wait till all the aldermen have had a chance to look at the photographs.
I drove by there today.
Thank you.
Any other citizen who'd like to speak against the rezoning? Any questions from the alderman to the citizens? All right, now I'm gonna open it up for discussion between the aldermen. Y'all ready to vote?
I would like to ask
ahead.
Mr. Penna a question.
Yes,
Sir?
I noticed you said that, you was wanting this duplex.
Mm-hmm.
And if the duplex didn't happen, you was gonna put a lot of money into the duplex.
Correct.
And then you said if it don't go through,
Still gonna be a rental investment for me.
rental investment.
Mhm.
What do you mean by that? Are you still gonna fix the house up?
We are, but I'm not. It doesn't make sense to put $100,000 into the house if it only brings in X amount of money. That's not a good investment. So if I can put a little bit more money into it, make it look really nice, put a separate driveway up front, fix the driveway out back, paint, new siding. My insurance company already asked me to tear off a deck that was out back it was terrible condition. We did all that, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not mowed over there on purpose, because the first step we're gonna do, and I met with Miss Peggy like 2 days ago. I told her I've been staying in touch. I've also talked with neighbors. I've not had any issues except for the ones who spoke up. In fact, Miss Peggy had told me she was going to support me until 2 days ago, so it's all right. I understand. It's fine. But we're on a street, and one side of the street is some commercial properties. My side of the street, I mean, there's a rental next door. It looks horrible, So it's not only. I mean, I think Charles can tell you, on the street, on one side of the street, there may be more R1 single-family residential. On the other side, it's not the case. So, but my plan is put a separate drive front, put a new roof on it, repaint it, new siding, inside and out. I mean, every property I've done, I've put a lot of money into it, but it has to make good financial sense. I mean, I cannot go in there and put $100,000 in this house and it to break even. I'm not gonna do it. So, but either way, it's gonna be an investment property. There's gonna be renters there, but I can attract the good renters. I can ask for more money and get the higher end renters if I put the money into it and make it look nice.
When did you purchase the property?
I've had it several months. I bought it from Joyce up here for Justin Tapp. But it come up. It was on MLS, and it was kind of a bid situation. I bid on it and won it because I was able to close quick on it. But there's no sense in me spending money over there right now, you know, tearing out trees and tearing out landscaping and prep for driveways and all this and that until I know what I can do with it. So it's really just been on hold. I have had it mowed once or twice to kind of keep it down, but like I said, I've been tied up in other projects, and I don't have 10 projects going at once. I start one, I complete one, then I move to the next one. So.
Right. Any other questions? Thank you, Ms. Ide. Ms. Peggy has a question?
May I say something?
Yes, ma'am.
When we were talked about this, he didn't tell us he was gonna rezone. I don't care, as long as the property is not rezoned, and I know he plans to keep it for a long period of time, but you never know what will happen. If that's zoned to a duplex, then if something happens and he sells it, they can put anything on that property they want to put. That's my concern. You see what I'm saying? And I'm sorry that I misled you as far as saying, I didn't even know that he was gonna rezone it. When that, I don't care how many people, you know, if he keeps it up, I don't care how many families live in it. You see what I'm saying? But I don't think it needs to be rezoned. There are a lot of houses down that street that have more than one family in it, but they're not rezoned. So I'm sorry if I misled you.
All righty. Thank you, Ms. Peggy. Any other questions from the Alderman?
He's got a question. Didn't you?
You had
I got
another
another
question?
question.
Okay.
So, and I probably should have asked Charles this before, but if a property like this doesn't get rezoned, and I choose to put two families in there, is that right or wrong?
It's against our rules.
Exactly. And that's what I try to explain to the neighbor. I'm trying to do it the right way. I'm an honest person. And I was told, like, hey, even if it doesn't get rezoned, you can still do it. We won't say nothing. I'm not that kind of person. So, I mean, I'm looking at it from an investment standpoint. I mean, if it gets rezoned, like I said,
So there's houses acting as a duplex down there now, but
that's what the neighbors tell me. I don't want to get into all that, but
I understand.
I don't
But
do it.
That's information you've received.
Yes.
There's duplexes down there, but they're not officially duplexes.
And we will check
That's just what they tell me. I don't
There
know.
is one duplex across the road.
And it's
the Coach Boys property that was approved by the board.
It's right across the street.
I didn't think that was approved.
Yes, ma'am, it was.
So we've approved a duplex on
We've
that side of the
approved one
street.
before.
Right
That
across
was
the street.
previous board, I believe.
But
Approved
not
by the
bid,
previous
you know.
board on August the 1st, 2017. William and Sam Coates came before the board to rezone the property 502 Stanley Street from R1 to R3. Alderman McCoy made the motion, seconded by Alderman Stevens, with all aldermen present voting yes.
Okay. All righty. Any other questions from the Alderman?
Just, my concern, Mr. Pennant, is it's in that cul-de-sac.
Nope.
You know, and you
It's
know,
not. It's on the corner.
But it's still a
But it-
cul-de-sac. How are you gonna put a driveway when the drive is narrow? Anyway, how's the traffic gonna get through if you put a driveway in the front?
Big layout, just like Miss Peggy's. Same on the front side. You drive on the front side, probably left or the right, favoring towards the left.
There's not three families living in Miss Peggy's house either.
Let's address the board. I'm sorry.
No problem.
But it does face
Thank
the
you.
cul-de-sac road, the front of the house. It does
Well,
face
it's on
the
the corner.
cul-de-sac.
It's on the corner of Comer and whatever the other street
Well,
is.
Comer is the
Stanley.
cul-de-sac, so it is that on that street. I just want to clarify that.
The driveway is not on, even on Comer right now, though. It's on the back
Okay.
side. So.
Any question from the Alderman?
What, Charles, what did, the planning board, did they vote for it or against it?
For it. Yes, there's a copy of that in that right there in the back, I think. So, well,
All righty. Y'all ready to vote? All in favor of rezoning the property? Not to do a roll call? Don't have to. All in favor? All opposed of rezoning? It is defeated. Sorry, Mr. Bennett.
Thank y'all.
Thank you. All right, we've already done
Thank
Lori
y'all.
next. Chief, Bobby Charles, Fire Chief.
Good afternoon. I would like to ask the board to approve promoting a corner on up to firefighter 2, effective August 18th, 2023.
Motion.
I got Lavelle and Tara. They were simultaneous. All in favor? Pose same sign. Motion carried. Next, Chief.
And I also would like to approve promoting James Johnson, firefighter 3, effective August 18th, 2023.
Motion.
Second.
Carolyn and Jimmy. All in favor?
Aye.
Pose same sign. Motion carried. Thank you, Chief. We're gonna come back to that other. It's not on the agenda. That'll be under announcements.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
John Hill with the Park Department.
Got a resolution from the Booneville City Park Commission. The agenda is not correct, but we've got three voting.
There's a typo, but we have to follow the resolution that they have, which includes Meredith, the original.
We have 3 voting members on the MRPA and the park. The resolution reads that we go to the conference at in the amount of $1835.88.
And this is, you do have the resolution to pay for this out of the park tourism. Okay.
Motion. Second.
Then Tara. All in favor? Pose same sign. Motion carried. Miss Lisa, Gas and Water Office, the payment plans.
Good evening, y'all. I want to talk to you about some payment plans. I had asked y'all's opinion. Y'all agreed to go ahead and see about them. So I contacted Mr. David Jones prior to starting to write on to make sure there wasn't any rules that that I need to follow, whatever. He contacted the state auditor and said the payment plan that I put in. Did y'all get them in your packets? We can only do a payment plan if gas and water makes an error, whether it's mechanical error, billing error, if it's gas and water's fault. That's the only reason that we can do a payment plan for a customer. So I wrote up 3 different options of payment plans for that case scenario. That is a qualifying, the qualifier for getting a payment plan is billing error due to us. Would y'all like me to go over them? Did y'all have time?
Got it on the thing.
Which one do you recommend?
Which plan do you recommend?
Well, I wanted to see about getting them all approved. It gives the customer options.
Okay, so you have 3 payment plans to give the customer options?
Yes.
Okay, I understand now.
Motion.
Second.
Yeah. And if it doesn't come, if it's bigger than that, bring it to the board. Like if it doesn't fit that agenda.
Is that just for gas or water?
Either one.
I thought we already had one already in plan for years that the previous board put in place, for payment plan, and plus I think the Public Service Commission, the okay that for the payment plan for gas.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Ain't
Well,
that
I
right?
think it was for both, but that was, the one that I know about was during COVID. That's the one that we've been
It was
using.
for COVID.
Whenever we couldn't cut anybody off during COVID for water and gas, people got behind. And then whenever they initiated payments back, we had to have some kind of way for these people who didn't make their payments during COVID to catch back up. So that's what that payment plan was. It was just strictly COVID related.
And I have been allowing that and doing that until I just found this out. And of course, the people that have current payment plans with us, will allow them to pay those plans out, just not do any new ones according to that, if that's.
This one gives options if the customer wants to pay it in 2 payments or 3 payments or.
It's still the same thing.
It's the same thing, but it's up
It kept
to
her
the
from having to
customer.
come to us every single time.
Yeah.
Well, the law is in effect, just like a driving license, you gotta have a driving license, it's already in effect. I mean, we shouldn't have to bring it up. I mean, it's already in effect.
Well, these are the payment plans that Ms. Lisa's recommending.
These plans give the customers longer periods of time to pay them back. That, I believe that's what issues we had, was only 3 months, and if you have a huge bill, then you've only got 3 months to pay it. So all of these plans give them more time. Matter of fact, they have up to 3 years to pay it back, so.
Yeah, that's a big deal for somebody with a fixed income.
Any other questions or discussion?
No, thank you for getting that.
All in favor of approving the plans? Pose same sign. Motion carried. Next.
Okay, Mr. William Mathis, his child turned his water faucet on outside, and he don't know how long it ran. He has a bill, $850. I told him we don't have an adjustment for it. We only have it for leaks and pools, but I would ask y'all to approve for me to do an adjustment for him for sewer, because it did not go through the sewer. Which it'd be an adjustment of $410.27.
Motion.
Second. Good.
Carol, is that you?
Yeah, it's kinda.
Okay. Discussion? All in favor? Pose same sign. Motion carried. Thank you, Ms. Lacy.
Thank y'all.
Mr. Paul? Water Department.
I got to discuss and approve to promote Bryson Asher to the water crew leader position. Rate of $15.50 per hour.
Motion.
Second.
Lavelle and Tara. All in favor? Motion carried. Next.
Next one, I need promote Billy Bridges to the head lift station technician, which was vacated by Mr. Perigo when he retired.
Motion.
Second.
Tara and Carolyn. All in favor? Pose same sign. Motion carried. Next.
And then the vacancy that he'll be leaving, I need to promote Chris Patton to it.
Motion.
Second.
Lavelle and Tara. All in favor? Motion carried.
And then with Michael Crenshaw, I'd like to promote him to assistant plant operator at the treatment plant. It's a position we've had. He's in school and he's doing good getting his license. He should have his Class 2 license by October. And I'd just like to move him up to that vacant position.
Motion.
Jimmy and Carolyn. All in favor? Motion carried.
We need to make sure these are moved on the budget. Yeah, shuffle
Yes,
these
the
names
names.
around. Yeah.
I'll do that tomorrow. I'll just have to send you all an
That's fine.
updated page.
We can
That's fine.
make some notes.
Okay. The money's still in the budget?
Yeah, it's
We'll
still
just
there.
move the names up.
So it'll be current.
Okay. Next, Paul?
We need to discuss and approve to get quotes and bids on our Phenom Mart lift station. It's old, it's wore out, and actually with the expansions and additions, it's too small.
And this is the one that's not operating?
No, it's not operating correctly.
At
We
this
fight
time?
with it every day.
Do we have monies
I have money in my budget.
in the bank?
Motion.
It's in the bank. It's in the bank.
Motion. Second.
Jeff and Jimmy? All in favor? Motion carried.
And then on the Caterpillar lift station, and I've been back and forth with Caterpillar with this, and their guy that's over the maintenance says they have money, that once I can get a final price of what it's gonna cost, that they will chip in and help repair this. It's 99% of it's from them.
Okay.
Motion.
Second.
Lavelle and Carolyn? All in favor? Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you.
Now, the next item, Ms. Tara has asked to be tabled and moved to the work session. So moving on to the next item, Ms. Tara.
We just need to give our names for the new planning board
Put it in the minutes.
and put it in the minutes.
Can we go back to the first one where you said a motion for table? We never did the motion.
Yes, I'm sorry. Motion to table.
Motion.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Can I second it?
Tara. All in favor of tabling?
Sorry.
I just forgot. All right, next, Ms. Tara, you said you need recommendations for the planning board.
Yes.
We need to list the names. Mr. Jimmy? So it'd be, let's go by ward. Let's go Alderman at large first.
Jacqueline Anderson.
Okay. Ward 1, Ms. Tara?
Mine's Emily Pollard.
Okay. Ward 2?
Wait a second.
You could be faster than that.
What's Ward 1?
Emily Pollard.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Ward 2?
I ain't voting on
This is appointment to the
it. I
planning
ain't
board.
appointing nobody.
Okay.
We do stuff right when we first start doing it, we wouldn't be going through this.
All right. Ward 3?
Jonathan Sutton.
Okay. Ward 4?
Allison Floyd.
Jonathan Soden. Sorry, I keep jumping ahead of you.
Okay.
And what was that, Miss Carolyn?
Allison Floyd.
Allison Floyd. We need a motion to approve. Motion to approve said appointments.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Next, we have a ad that the banner is asking for us to purchase. This is the Booneville, Prentice County High School schools and Northeast Mississippi Community College ad. It's $4.50, and this is one we normally do.
Motion.
Second.
Lavelle and Carolyn, all in favor? Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. The next item, we discussed it in our work session, motion to table.
Motion.
Second.
Tara, Lavelle and Tara, all in favor? Motion tabled. Next, this is just an announcement. This is a wonderful thing we're fixing to start doing. It's nothing to vote on, but we need to fill y'all in on it. Jarius, he's got some papers to show y'all what it is also. This is something good for our community.
Somewhere. So I did receive an email yesterday afternoon from Zach Purvis, who is with the State Fire Marshal's office. And if you look down there in the middle of the page, it is a thing that Domino's has been doing for a few years now. We can actually partner up with Domino's, and we can take, you can see there, 2 or 3 hours out of our day. We can go to the restaurant. We can pick out 3 to 4 delivery orders that have been placed. We actually deliver the pizza in our fire engine. Whenever we get there, we go in, we check the smoke detectors in the home. If the smoke detectors work, the homeowner gets the order for free. Domino's takes that cost. If the smoke detectors do not work, then we can install smoke detectors at our cost in the home, but we do have smoke detectors already that has been donated to us by the State Fire Marshal's office. So this would not cost us anything. It would just be the fact of being able to use our one of our apparatuses to go, and it actually helps with fire prevention, also public relations, getting in the home, letting people know, hey, smoke detectors save lives, and just being able to talk to the family. And then if you got good working smoke detectors, hey, your supper's free that night.
That's right.
And we also have the Fire Prevention Fund, which brings in about $1,500 to $1,800 a year that has to be spent on fire prevention.
Yes.
So we could actually buy smoke detectors with that money.
Yes,
So that
and
money's
also on this, if we do it, you see in the end of it there that we, and I do have another copy if you need that. If we do this, we are put in a drawing. I think they will draw 3 different departments that will receive fire prevention materials and stuff like that, which every year the second, third week of October is Fire Prevention Week. Not only do I go to the school here in the city, but I actually take the time and go to every county school as well. That way we can educate our children. Most of the time, the ones I talk to is pre-K through 2nd grade. I have been to Allied Health some, talked with them. I've talked with some of the middle schools and trying to educate them on fire prevention, because sadly within our county we've had some loss of life even this year. I forget, I did have a number already for the year in the state, but it's a lot, and my number one goal as being the fire inspector, of course the fire prevention does kind of fall under my duties, is to ensure that the city is safe, that all of our citizens are safe, and that if something were to happen, there is a fire, that no one gets injured or loses their life in that fire. And this would be a great way to
Thank you for doing all that.
This is a wonderful program, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Thank y'all for taking care of it.
Thank you.
All right, motion to adjourn.
Motion. Second.
Will and Tara, all in favor?
I'll put myself in everything.
Motion carried.